Yunshan's face was covered in fresh blood, his eyes filled with fear and unwillingness slowly closed. At his weakest moment, he suffered such a frenzied attack from Xiao Yan. Even though he was a Dozong powerhouse, his death was inevitable. Staring fixedly at the weakening aura of Yunshan, which eventually dissipated completely, Xiao Yan's tense heart finally relaxed. A tidal wave of exhaustion rushed to his head, causing his vision to darken rapidly. Moments later, his eyelids drooped, and his body lost all strength, just like Yunshan, plummeting towards the ground. Whoosh! Just as Xiao Yan was about to crash to the ground, a shadow flashed across the sky, swiftly arresting his fall. His blurry gaze swept past his surroundings, and upon seeing the familiar aged face, Xiao Yan weakly smiled. His voice barely audible, he said, "Teacher, I succeeded," seeing the weak smile on Xiao Yan's blood-streaked face. The medicine elder also let out a soft sigh, gently grasping Xiao Yan's almost deformed wrist. He said, "You're too reckless. These injuries will take a long time to heal." In a daze, Xiao Yan heard the medicine elder's words and suddenly remembered something. He struggled to open his eyes, gazing at Yunshan's body about to hit the ground, and urgently said, "Quick, grab that guy's body, the bones of a Dozong powerhouse." At these words, the medicine elder was momentarily startled. But a warm feeling welled up in his heart. He nodded with a smile, his figure flickering like lightning as he shot towards Yunshan's body. "Jia, Yao Chen, you're a bit slow." Just as the medicine elder moved, a dark shadow streaked across the sky, instantly appearing beside Yunshan's body, grabbing him. It was none other than the Black Vulture Guardian, seeking death. Seeing the Black Vulture Guardian's action, the medicine elder's expression darkened, and he shouted sternly. "Jia, who's seeking death? Maybe not so." The Black Vulture Guardian chuckled strangely, his palm surging with black mist. Swiftly, he struck Yunshan's forehead, then forcefully pulled something out, a faint, ethereal soul that had been extracted from Yunshan's body. "I've said, Yunshan, no matter what the cost, I will capture you for the Soul Pavilion today," yanking out Yunshan's soul amidst the horrified gazes of the onlookers. The Black Vulture Guardian let out a sinister laugh. In an instant, his hands formed intricate and mysterious seals, and with a sharp cry, a chilling shout resounded through the sky. "Nine Woods devouring soul." As the piercing cry echoed, an eerie black mist surged out from the Black Vulture Guardian's body, enveloping Yunshan's soul completely. Soon, a series of chilling, gnawing sounds emerged from within the mist. At that moment, everyone's faces turned exceptionally grim. The Grand Plaza fell into an eerie silence as all eyes were fixed on the sudden turn of events. Even some of the Cloud Mist sect elders wore bewildered expressions, puzzled by the actions of the enigmatic Black Vulture Guardian, who was supposed to be an ally of the sect master. The gnawing sounds echoed through the quiet sky, and some could imagine the terrifying scene unfolding within the black mist. Just the thought of it sent shivers down their spines. What's happening? Xiao Yan was equally surprised by the unexpected development. He struggled not to succumb to unconsciousness, retrieving a pill from his storage ring and swallowing it. Feeling a warm surge of energy filling his hollow body, his blurry vision cleared slightly. He stared at the black mist, his expression full of astonishment. "It seems that he's devouring Yunshan's soul," the medicine elder spoke with a heavy tone, sensing the ominous and cold aura rapidly growing within the black mist. Hearing this, Xiao Yan's expression slightly changed. He hadn't expected the Black Vulture Guardian to be so merciless, instantly extracting Yunshan's soul and forcibly devouring it. It seemed that today's events were far from over. The Soul Pavilion cultivators possess a mysterious and sinister technique. Surprisingly, they can devour souls to enhance their own strength. However, as I suspected, this method likely comes with significant negative consequences. Even if he can successfully devour Yunshan's soul now, he will likely pay a heavy price afterward. Otherwise, he wouldn't have resorted to this method. The medicine elder spoke in a low voice. "What should we do next?" Xiao Yan's lips twitched, and the intense pain from his wrist caused his arm to tremble slightly. However, this was no time for recuperation, so he asked earnestly. "We can't let him devour Yunshan's soul easily." The medicine elder's eyes narrowed, a glint of coldness flashing through. He waved his sleeve, and a dense bone-chilling flame emerged, shooting toward the black mist. The pale flames streaked across the sky, but just as they were about to collide with the mist, it suddenly fluctuated violently. A moment later, a wave of sinister black mist surged forth, clashing with the flames. The two forces corroded each other until they dissipated into nothingness. "Jia, Yao Chen, how do you expect to break my Soul Pavilion's secret technique?" The mist fluctuated, and an eerie, sinister laughter emanated from it. Then the tone changed, reverberating through the sky. "Since Yunshan is dead, there's no longer a need to support the Cloud Mist sect. Some things should be reclaimed." Hearing the sinister laughter from within the mist, the faces of the Cloud Mist sect elders turned pale. They seemed to grasp something and hastily retreated. However, as they moved, the mist suddenly erupted with an eerie suction force, sweeping over everything. While this force posed no harm to ordinary individuals, the Cloud Mist sect elders who were trying to escape found their bodies freezing on the spot. Their faces contorted in pain as they were immobilized, like puppets. "They've embraced the power of my soul hall. Otherwise, why would your Cloud Mist sect strength skyrocket in just 3 years? Since they've reaped benefits, it's only natural for them to pay the price now." Laughter echoed from within the black mist. "Out!" A stern shout from the Falcon Guardian Law echoed through the air. Soon after, nearly a dozen Cloud Mist sect elders collapsed, their bodies turning limp. Illusory soul forms drifted out from their skulls. ascending amidst countless astonished gazes. Gradually, they were drawn into the enigmatic black mist, witnessing the lifeless cloud mist sect elders. Yunyun's delicate form trembled. Anger painted her fair complexion with a shade of steel blue. Moments later, a furious shrill pierced the air. A surge of powerful Do Chi burst forth from within her. Bastard, return their souls. Her voice trembling with rage, Yunyun's back sprouted a pair of azure wings of Do Chi. In a blink, she shot into the sky, heading straight for the ominous black mist. Overestimating your abilities. The cold laugh of the Falcon Guardian Law rang out from within the black mist. A black arrow of energy shot forth, aiming directly for Yunyun's forehead, her face ice cold. Yunyun's slender finger moved, releasing a razor-sharp sword aura. The two forces collided, and the resulting explosion cancelled out the arrow. Yunyun's wings propelled her to the edge of the black mist, where she conjured a gleaming, sharp, azure sword. With a swift motion, she sent the sword energy hurtling towards the black mist. Boom, the explosion resonated through the air as the sword energy met the black mist. A low rumble emerged from within the mist, which surged forth and rapidly expanded, engulfing Yunyun. The mist churned, emanating a colossal energy that targeted her as the rapidly spreading mist approached. Yunyun quickly channeled her Do Chi. A surge of vigorous energy clashed against the mist. The collision reverberated, and Yunyun's form quivered as if struck. She rapidly descended from the sky, wings flapping to regain stability. Even with her strength, she struggled against the formidable Falcon Guardian Law. The Cloud Mist sect might be in trouble now, observed Xiaoyan, his gaze shifting from the lifeless elders to the pale Yunyun. Shaking his head, he sighed softly. Our biggest concern right now isn't the Cloud Mist sect, but that guy. The elderly alchemist's expression grew solemn. He could sense that after absorbing the souls of Yunshan and several Cloud Mist sect elders, the Falcon Guardian Law's power had risen to a terrifying level. In their previous confrontation, both sides had been evenly matched, but with the Falcon Guardian Law's newfound strength, even the elderly alchemist was uncertain about overcoming him. Xiaoyan wore a wry smile and nodded. With his Do Chi depleted, he lacked the strength to contribute. However, his determination remained unwavering. This guy's soul absorption defense is incredibly strong. Breaking through it seems impossible now. Today, we might be in for some trouble, the elderly alchemist sighed, glancing at Xiaoyan beside him. His eyes shimmered with a trace of uncertainty for the first time in many years. Xiaoyan detected a sense of unease and lack of confidence in the elderly alchemist's words. His blood-stained face twisted slightly, and he spoke with a resolute tone. No matter what, I won't allow my teacher to fall into the hands of the Soul Hall. The elderly alchemist patted Xiaoyan's shoulder and said with a calm smile, do your best. I've taught you everything I can. The rest is up to you. While the Soul Hall is strong, your potential is limitless. Someday, you'll be able to stand against them. Hearing the elderly alchemist's words, Xiaoyan's heart tensed. Meanwhile, amidst their whispered conversation, the black mist's fluctuations intensified. Gradually, the mist contracted, revealing a figure shrouded in a set of pitch-black armor. It emerged before the watchful eyes of everyone. The dark armor exuded a gloomy aura, covered in eerie patterns resembling sinister faces. Upon closer inspection, these faces were those of the Cloud Mist sect elders whose souls had been forcefully absorbed. This unsettling and eerie scene sent shivers down the spines of all present, leaving them cold and uneasy. The Falcon Guardian Law reappeared, emanating an aura far stronger and more terrifying than before. It enveloped Cloud Mist Mountain, darkening the sky and sending a chilling whine through the air. You demon, trembling. Yunyun's gaze fixed on the anguished faces within the peculiar armor. She clenched her silver teeth, her eyes burning with fury, causing her once beautiful visage to contort. The target of this Guardian Law is Alchemist Yao. It has nothing to do with you. If you continue to interfere, I'll destroy the Cloud Mist sect before Xiaoyan even acts. The Falcon Guardian Law's voice rang out, cold and indifferent, taking a deep breath to steady her wavering emotions. Yunyun suppressed her turbulent feelings. With a wave of her delicate hand, she shouted in anger, her voice resounding through the heavens, all disciples, officials, and elders of the Cloud Mist sect, heed my command, form a formation. Upon hearing Yunyun's orders, countless Cloud Mist sect disciples hesitated before following suit. Their synchronized movements created a symphony of resonant sounds. White mist energy surged, filling the sky as stubborn to the end. Witnessing Yunyun's actions, the Falcon Guardian Law's voice turned sinister. Yet, before he could make a move, a powerful sword aura shot forth from Cloud Mist sect's rear mountain. A clear and sharp sound resonated as the sword aura appeared above the chaotic battlefield in the blink of an eye. As the sword sound echoed through the air, a formidable presence suddenly materialized from the rear mountain of the Cloud Mist sect. This aura. Xiaoyan's eyes narrowed as he sensed the potent energy, his voice tinged with surprise. Nalan Yenran, the crisp sword resonance continued, and a rainbow-like sword radiance shot out from Cloud Mist sect's rear mountain. Within moments, it appeared above the devastated square, commanding the attention of all present. The rainbow brilliance dissipated, revealing a figure within. She wore a mysterious dress, with 3,000 strands of lustrous green hair cascading smoothly down her fragrant shoulders, draping over her slender waist, down to her alluring hips. Her brows were finely drawn, her skin as fair as snow, and her delicately slim face bore the perfect contours that evoked a silent admiration. What a beautiful young woman. The sudden appearance of the woman, amidst the chaos of the plaza, left her momentarily stunned. Her gaze swiftly shifted to the sky. where Yunyun was gazing at her. An enchanting smile graced her delicate features, and her melodious voice rang through the heavens like a nightingale's song. Teacher Yanran. Have you truly broken through the gate of life and death? Yunyun's joy was evident as she gazed at the woman before her, who had matured slightly over the past few years. The woman addressing her as teacher was none other than Nalan Yanran, who had intricate ties to Xiao Yan. Nalan Yanran's wings of doqi lightly flapped, and she swiftly appeared beside Yunyun. Her gaze swept around, and with a slightly furrowed brow, she inquired, Teacher, what has happened to Cloud Wan sect? Yunyun's smile on her cheeks faded slightly upon hearing the question. She tightly clenched her jade hand and spoke with a touch of sadness. Yanran, Cloud Wan sect, is likely on the brink of destruction. Nalan Yanran's slender form trembled, sensing that something was amiss. Her eyes quickly scanned the plaza, finally stopping at Yunshan and the lifeless elders. Shock appeared in her eyes, followed by a hint of horror. Who did this? While speaking, Nalan Yanran's gaze turned to the sky, and suddenly froze upon the vaguely familiar figure clad in black robes. Slowly, her gaze ascended, locking onto the blood-stained face. You are Xiao Yan. How did you end up here? Despite the blood covering his face, Nalan Yanran immediately recognized Xiao Yan, her voice trembling with disbelief. I didn't expect that after a few years, you would find yourself in such a state. Xiao Yan's voice carried a hint of surprise as he looked at the now formidable Nalan Yanran. He could sense her strength, which had reached the pinnacle of the Dowang realm. Moreover, from the fluctuations in her aura, it seemed she was on the verge of breaking through to the Douhuang realm. This surprised him. After 3 years of arduous cultivation, with the aid of fallen heart flame, he had reached his current stage. It was astonishing to him that she had grown so strong. Though her doqi is vigorous, it doesn't truly belong to her. It seems more like she has inherited some power. Once she fully integrates this power, she will be able to control it perfectly. It appears to be a legacy of Cloud Wan sect. Her luck is quite good. The medicine elder shook his head, his experienced eyes discerning the truth within Nalan Yanran. Hearing the elder's explanation, Xiao Yan felt relieved. Regardless of his own growth, a sense of competitiveness still lingered when it came to this woman who had almost become his wife. Did you have a hand in Cloud Wan sect's troubles? Emerging from her initial shock, Nalan Yanran seemed to grasp something, pointing downwards as her anger flared. Xiao Yan, if you have an issue with me, come for me. Why involve Cloud Wan sect? Those matters from the past should have been resolved. Can't you let go? Are you even a man? It has nothing to do with you. There's no need to claim responsibility for everything. You neither have the qualification nor the ability, Xiao Yan retorted coldly. A touch of indifference in his voice. Cloud Wan sect caused my father's disappearance, my elder brother's paralysis, and nearly wiped out my Xiao clan. Do you think I should forget these blood feuds as if I were a saint? If being a man means doing that, how am I any different from a coward? Nalan Yanran's expression shifted slightly as she heard Xiao Yan's emotionless words. In response, she defended. Cloud Wan sect holds a lofty position in the Gamma Empire. How could we possibly have done those things to Xiao clan? Why don't you ask your teacher, who is right here? Then you'll know what your so-called noble Cloud Wan sect has been up to these years. Xiao Yan sneered, shaking his head mockingly. Hearing this, Nalan Yanran turned to Yunyun, but her teacher avoided her gaze, a pained expression on her face. She muttered, I have also been confined these years. And those actions were the impulsive decisions of your sect's ancestors. Nalan Yanran's head spun at Yunyun's admission. What had happened to Cloud Wan sect in these years? With their esteemed status, how could they resort to such ruthless actions? Your ancestor was defeated by Xiao Yan and had his soul forcibly taken away by this demon. Several elder souls were devoured as well. Yunyun's anger flared as she spoke, pointing accusingly at the sinister figure in the black robe hovering in the sky. Although Nalan Yanran was shocked by Yunyun's revelation of Cloud Yun sect's decline, her attention soon shifted to the enigmatic figure above. She narrowed her eyes, sensing an aura of tremendous power emanating from him. Teacher, what's happening? Nalan Yanran asked urgently. I'll explain later. For now, I must avenge the souls of the Cloud Wan sect's elders. Yunyun waved her hand, her expression turning icy. She cast a glance at the white mist emerging from the Cloud Wan sect disciples below and instructed Nalan Yanran, Yanran, assist me in controlling the formation, of course. Despite the unsettling turn of events after her recent emergence, Nalan Yanran obeyed Yunyun's command without hesitation. Seeing Nalan Yanran's nod, Yunyun wasted no time. Her hand moved in intricate patterns, causing the myriad white energy mists below to rise and gather around her like an ocean of clouds. Within this cloud sea, Yunyun gestured, and the remaining 3 Cloud Wan sect elders swiftly joined her. They unleashed their palms, causing the white mist to surge and ripple, unleashing powerful waves of energy. Cloud smoke enveloping sun formation. A frigid command escaped Yunyun's lips, and the cloud sea rippled violently. In an instant, it condensed into a colossal energy sword over a dozen zhang long, its surface covered in intricate cloud patterns. The sword trembled slightly, resonating with the immense energy within and causing ripples in the air. Die, demon. Yunyun struck the hilt of the sword forcefully, and it surged toward the demon-like figure in the sky with explosive speed. Hehe, you think this feeble formation can deal with me? Foolish. The demon's laughter was disdainful as he watched the formidable energy sword approach. With a sinister smile, he raised his sleeve, releasing a dark mist that enveloped the sword completely. The dark mist seemed to possess a potent corrosive force. Upon contact, it swiftly eroded the sword's immense energy, leaving Yunyun disconnected from her weapon. She could only watch as the energy sword faded and dissipated. That concentrated strike, fueled by the strength of numerous Cloud Wan sect disciples, proved utterly ineffective against the demon's might. Yunyun, Nalan Yenran, and the others hastily retreated in the sky. After a moment, they managed to stabilize themselves, their expressions grim. The realization struck that, even combined, they were no match for this adversary today. Cloud Wan sect faces its doom. A bitter smile tugged at Yunyun's lips, a hint of defeat in her clear eyes. Beside her, Nalan Yenran clenched her silver teeth. Encountering an adversary she was utterly powerless against upon emerging from seclusion was a harsh blow. The demon's attention shifted from the Cloud Wan sect remnants to Xiao Yan and the medicine elder. His sinister voice reverberated through the heavens, dripping with a chilling intent. Today, neither of you shall escape. I need your souls, and I require the members of Shao clan.